Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday, July 2nd, indicate that Paulina Price requested Kayla Johnson to investigate Chanel DiMera's lab reports and determine the actual cause of her loss. Meanwhile, Chanel told Johnny DiMera about having a beautiful baby shower dream, only to wake up and know they'd never meet their child. Johnny consoled Chanel before accepting a call from Petyan Russo, who was compelled to replace Johnny on the movie set. Although Chanel thought Johnny would be able to join the production later, Johnny preferred to remain at Chanel's side in Salem. Later, Johnny wheeled Chanel out in a wheelchair, and they both encountered Paulina, who apologized profusely despite Chanel's chilly tone. Kayla eventually returned, providing updates based on Chanel's lab findings, which revealed she had a partial molar pregnancy. Chanel's pregnancy was not viable from the start, so she jumped into Paulina's arms and apologized for blaming her earlier. On Tuesday's episode of Days, Kate Roberts-Brady delivered flowers to Paulina and expressed her condolences to Abe Carver over Chanel's miscarriage. Kate also wanted to talk to Abe about their future business partnership, so she revealed that she was considering returning to television production, this time with written content. Abe admitted that he was fascinated to Body and Soul, so he showed Kate some episodes and piqued her interest as well. Kate had heard that soap operas were a dying genre, but Abe countered that this had been said for years. Kate agreed with the notion of maybe creating a new soap opera, but she suggested they do their homework first. Later, at the pub, Kate discussed this potential soap opera concept with Kayla before receiving some awful news. When Kate learned that Body and Soul had been cancelled, she knew Abe would be furious. Back with Johnny, he escorted Chanel home to the DiMera estate and held her while offering comfort. On Tuesday's Days show, Marlena Evans summoned Stephanie Johnson to her townhouse and stated that Robert Bobby Stein was still refusing to allow Everett Lynch go. Marlena thought it would be beneficial to have someone who knew Everett try to contact him, so Stephanie offered to assist if she could. Bobby instructed Marlena and Stephanie to leave Bayview on Tuesday's DOL show. Stephanie continued to try to talk to Everett, but Bobby made it apparent that he was protecting Everett as he had for years. After Stephanie became irritated and yelled at Bobby, he suggested they get her a room at Bayview next. Marlena thought it was time for Stephanie to leave, but she wished Bobby would recognize that he was handling everything incorrectly. If Marlena and Stephanie kept doing this, Bobby vowed that he would never let Everett back out. Steve Johnson showed up at the Salem Police Department after Jada Hunter said that she needed to see him. Jada pointed out that Steve admitted to a crime, thus she had no choice but to charge him with a felony. Although Steve remained confident that Justin Kyriakis would reach a plea deal, Jada warned that if that did not happen, he might face up to 5 years in prison. Steve presented his statement about Clyde Weston's escape in the interrogation room, which irritated Jada because she knew he wasn't telling her the complete story. Jada felt Steve was sheltering Ava Vitale and possibly John Black, but she only had a hunch. Following Steve's mugshot on Tuesday's Days program, he hugged Jada before of his bail hearing, which Justin was able to accelerate. Finally, Stephanie tracked down Jada and urged her to go meet Bobby because Everett would be lost forever if she didn't. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers, Jada will be returning to Bayview soon, so we'll have more predictions for all of the Bobby drama ahead. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, July 3rd, show that Stephanie Johnson will eventually persuade Jada Hunter to pay a visit to Robert Bobby Stein, alias Everett Lynch. Bobby will greet Jada considerably more warmly than he did Stephanie since he is still drawn to his ex-wife. Jada will try to use this to her advantage, but Bobby is unwilling to let Everett go. According to Days spoilers, Bobby will pretend he can assist Jada with a criminal case and will make a reference to a murder that he can solve. There's a fair likelihood this is related to Li Shin's unfortunate destiny, so DOL fans will be curious to find out what Bobby knows. Meanwhile, Steve Johnson will make bail and go to the townhouse to speak with Marlena Evans. According to Days spoilers, Steve's destiny will be disclosed at some point, so he may find out whether his plea deal is successful. Jada reminded Steve that if the plea offer fails, he may face up to 5 years in prison, thus Justin Kyriakis' legal skill is crucial. Kate Roberts-Brady will then deliver some dreadful news to Abe Carver. Kate will tell Abe that Body and Soul has been terminated, leaving him devastated. Body and Soul was one of Abe's favorite shows, so he will be unhappy to discover that it is being cancelled. Of course, this could have an impact on Kate and Abe's plans, as they are considering developing their own soap drama. Will Abe and Kate strive to save Body and Soul instead? Perhaps Abe and Kate will consider a more cost-effective relaunch to keep their popular phony soap on the air. According to Other Days teasers, Chad DiMera will have discussions with Julie Williams and Kayla Johnson. Kayla may tell Chad about what happened the night Abigail DiMera died from her injuries. Kayla may concede that, despite Clyde Weston's assurances, she cannot understand how Abigail might have survived. Later, Chad will have a request for Paulina Price, so he may get legal assistance and begin the process of exhuming Abigail's body. Days of Our Lives spoilers indicate that Chad will take that step in the upcoming episodes, so we'll bring you more predictions on all the wild situations that will ensue. Days of Our Lives spoilers predict that Jada Hunter will receive shocking news when she meets Robert Bobby Stein aka Everett Lynch at Bayview. Of course, Bobby is keeping Everett inactive, which will continue to frustrate Stephanie Johnson. Stephanie will finally press Jada to speak with Bobby and possibly persuade him to let Everett back out. However, Bobby will have something else to talk with Jada during the week of July 1st to 5th. According to Days spoilers, Bobby will insist on assisting Jada in solving a crime, eventually revealing that he is discussing a murder case. DOL's weekly preview video hints at what Bobby is referring to by showing the flat where Lee Shin was attacked. Gabby Hernandez DiMera just walked free owing to evidence against Gil Carter, but Bobby appears to have some surprising new revelations concerning the case. Days watchers may recall that Everett, nicknamed Bobby, originally arrived in Salem shortly before Lee's tragic demise. Did Bobby know Lee from somewhere else and hold a grudge against him? How would Bobby know anything about Lee's murder unless he committed the crime himself? Bobby could be responsible for Lee's death. That might be another method for the show to stress the stark contrast between violent Bobby and gentle Everett. Naturally, we cannot rule out the possibility that Bobby observed the crime instead. Days might make an excuse for Bobby's presence at the residence and disclose that he witnessed the real culprit. No matter how this plays out, we expect Bobby to offer some unexpected updates, most likely about Lee's fate. It will be interesting to hear what Bobby says about Lee's final confrontation and who's to blame. Days of Our Lives spoilers suggest Bobby will enjoy catching Jada off guard with his latest confession, so stay tuned. Gabby raises her hand to a smiling EJ. Stefan expands his chest as he wraps his arms around her waist. The point is, EJ can only keep playing whack-a-mole with the facts for so long, and it appears that he is running out of plays. One more crisis, and that's it. He loses Jude, Nicole, and his family, and if it is discovered that he concealed Jude's paternity, he may lose his career. Again. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.